Well, disinflation is great for equity markets. Deflation is very bad for equity markets. And so that's the fine line that central bankers tread today. And that they are absolutely, that is the central banker's nightmare, worst nightmare. They can do something about high inflation, but they find it very, very difficult to do something about deflation. Just talk to the Bank of Japan about that. And as we know, we lived through it after the GFC, with an alphabet soup of extraordinary monetary policy being thrown at markets, and there was a one-way bid in equity markets as a result, particularly with the view that central banks had your back. Now, for us today, when we look at valuations around the world, we actually find Europe most compelling. And if you think about the Euro stocks versus the S&P 500 on a relative basis, trading at all-time cheap levels. When we look at the Mag 7, we own a couple of them. We own Microsoft, we own Alphabet. We've actually been trimming some of those positions more recently on a valuation perspective. And we are finding that the most exceptional opportunities in the North American market actually reside outside of those Mag 7. It has really been a fearful trade last year. You know, they were smashed in 2022. A lot of investors hiding in the Mag 7, and for good reason. They're fantastic companies. You've had that AI tailwind. They are quality companies. But when you look at, say, an ROE or earnings growth, for us on a medium-term perspective, the better opportunities to deliver alpha for clients over the medium term actually reside outside the Mag 7 that have run very hard. And, you know, you've got a couple of names up on the screen there before you.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about one of the names on that screen. In terms of Micron, what are your expectations there? Because, you know, we've seen a little bit of a mixed bag so far when it comes to, you know, what the other companies have been saying. TSMC saying demand's not, it's maybe their excuse, but demand's not great enough to build the Arizona fab just yet. They're going to have to delay that another year. We saw what happened with Intel, what happened with KLA. What makes Micron different? Why are Micron, and I hate to say this, but why are Micron more of an AMD, NVIDIA, as opposed to, say, an Intel, KLA, and some of the ones that are struggling?
Yeah, well, we like Micron, and we own Micron in our S3 Global Opportunities Fund here at Firetrail. And we think that there are early signs that the chip cycle is beginning to re-accelerate again. You know, it's a healthy oligopoly, specializing in GPU and CPU units, as we know, and obviously impacted by the CHIPS Act. So a lot of poor sentiment around that last year. And Micron management articulating to the market that they've been able to rotate from China to other parts of the world in terms of selling of their semiconductor units. So for us, it is a company on a valuation basis. When we look around many of the semi names, it is the one that we find most compelling. We also own Taiwan Semiconductor. From a valuation perspective, there's a geopolitical risk premium, obviously, on the stock. But for Micron, we've done a lot of work there. We've been and visited company management on multiple occasions. And for us, we do think that we have been actually allocating more over the course of the last 6 to 12 months, that the chip cycle has begun to accelerate again following the glut that occurred post the COVID reopening boom.